Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm with C.A.R. Entertainment. I'm your host Dylan Hamilton today, guys, and today we're going to be moving on with our 821 digital technology revision videos, guys. Today we're going to be talking about SQL and QBE. A couple of videos ago, actually, we told you a little bit about SQL and sort of like the three main features, but today we're going to cover it in depth along with QBE, its little sister, which is query by example, and it's essentially when you go into the design view and you build it that way, whereas SQL is like where you have a programming language and you're doing it like that. Yeah. Also, this will be one of our last videos for a while because I then have to I'll bring in natural language and voice recognition next, and then I have to wait a while so I can actually cover more of the course and actually bring these videos out for you. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, SQL stands for Structured Query Language and QBE is Query by Example, and these are used to cross and manipulate data in a database. SQL is used widely by programmers to interrogate a database efficiently, and it is an ANSI standard or ANSI standard. QBE is a simple query language wherever it creates a query using a form, and criteria is entered into the form, and then the query is executed to return a set of data which fulfills the query. SQL is used to create tables, then retrieve and update and insert and delete data in a relational database. A relational database management system is the basis for SQL as it supports SQL as a support language. So, SQL developed onwards then. Well, it's a method of setting up a database in the first place. So you can set up a database using SQL. It's also a method of accessing data according to same criteria. So if you can go create database as a command, create table, select, update, insert into, and delete. Of course, these just mean the same thing. So create database will create your database. Code will create a table if you say create table. Select is basically you're selecting a field or a record. If you go update, then you're changing a value. If you're inserting into, then you're inserting two records, and obviously if you're deleting, then you're deleting. So QBE then, well, SQL or DBMS question can be called a query, and QBE users will create a query entering column names and other criteria using an on-screen interface form. The data will appear on screen in a tabular form, and you will select options from a list, or you can enter values into a text box. This is an easier way to create queries, whereas an SQL query is automatically generated. The advantages of using SQL or QBE is that it allows inexperienced users to make use. It allows inexperienced users to make use of complex database features. This has been more for QBE. You can search for databases You can search for a database by filtering data based on data content graphically, and so the user doesn't have to know or learn how to use SQL. So that's obviously QBE. I think these are all QBE advantages. Then you can include the language which is necessary to perform searches in order to achieve results quickly on built-in logical conditions. Microsoft Access uses QBE to obtain results from complex search queries, and graphical tools will set parameters for the graphical representation of a query. But the disadvantage is that it's not portable like SQL, as SQL statements are used across different platforms of relational databases, and the advantages and disadvantages depend on technical skill of the user. The advantages of an SQL is that it is an industry standard that is well documented, and it is used in a relational database industry with ensuring any query is properly written. It will give the same results across different systems, and therefore it is more reliable and flexible. The similarities between the both is that both retrieve data and neither are automatic and require user-initiated requests, and they also have a fundamental level. They use the same search algorithm. Differences though is that SQL uses type commands such as select, where QBE is like filling out a form. SQL has more direct access, whereas QBE is made of more abstract processes, and therefore the user is indirectly working with the database in a more user-friendly way. Thanks for watching this video. I've been Dylan Hamilton from C.A.R. Entertainment, and I will see you next time.